Yeah, Louis Frank Reuters again. Travis, there's a time when you get something. I guess in the West we call it aha, and in the East it's enlightenment. As a champion, you've had it, you know, in motorcycles. How long did it take, and how close are you over here to know what you need to know?
The problem with motorcycles, I was always slow in practice. I was always slow in qualifying, and it didn't bother me because I knew, you know, I was learning what I needed to learn, and we'd go to the race, and I'd focus, and I'd go out there, and we could usually have I was a better racer, basically. Well, here, I'm like, all right, I got all my motivation, I'm focused, I'm like, but I don't know what I need to focus that energy towards yet, so I don't know how to make this better, and that's, you know, that's going to come with, hopefully with experience. It's come, you know, rally, luckily it was more under the radar, but it was 2 full years of just, for me, not to have lack of better words, but it kind of crashed up derby. And luckily I had sponsors that stuck with me, and you know, our 3rd year we won the championship. And you know, it was finally just slowing down to kind of go faster and realizing what we need to do to get the points on the board and to get up near the front. You know, if it took 3 years and we could get up even towards the front of NASCAR, I think that's very good. I mean, it's a different sport. Yes, I've had experience in racing. Yes, I've had experience with 4 wheels, with 2 wheels, but this is different. It's, you know, you see the guys at the top of every sport come in, and it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm definitely excited about.
We'll go back, middle, Claire, and finish up with Dustin.
Mary Jo Buchanan, Speedway Media. Travis, you have a lot on your plate. How do you balance that, and do you just thrive on the chaos?
Definitely thrive on the chaos, but you know, there gets to a point where, and we knew this year was going to be tough, but it gets to a point where you can't do all of your jobs 100%, and I feel like for me, I've always done better, a little behind the 8 ball, a little bit just underprepared and over-enthusiastic. But unfortunately, I just don't have the experience, you know, driving these cars to come in, and the enthusiasm is actually just making me slower. So in rally and in moto and in most of the dirt sports, if you put more aggression into where you're going, the times will improve. With NASCAR, the harder I try, it seems like the slower I go, which has been a frustrating point of it. But just needs more testing, more time, and definitely looking forward to that.
Chris Johnson, NASCAR Illustrated. You mentioned that everybody's, for the most part, has been very helpful in helping you make this transition. What do you expect in terms of when you get on the racetrack in a couple of weeks, the respect that's going to have to be earned as a competitor? How long do you think that that's going to take you, where you'll be treated as an equal? And have you watched Danica Patrick as she's gone along and some of the travails that she's had?
I mean, that's something that I really honestly can't answer until you're in that position. But I think every driver, whether they don't like you, whether they do like you, if you're going to help them move up through the pack, they're gonna help you at the same time. I mean, it's you know, every driver is out there. You know, it could be teammates, it could be whatever. Bottom line is you're out there to do the best you can for yourself. And if you're running well, they're going to run well with you. If you're not running well, they're going to punch you and get to the next guy that is. So, you know, for me, I think it's about just trying to go in there and, you know, not take any cheap shots, not take any moves that are going to come back to haunt me. I have to earn my way in there, and I realize that. But also, you know, you have to try to do the best that you can. So we'll see where that ends up. But I think, you know, for the most part, unless I do anything too stupid or start getting a bad reputation for, you know, being out of control, if I can just keep to myself, keep to my racing, and do what they would have done in that situation, I think, you know, hopefully the respect will come, and, you know, it's going to be a long road. For sure. And, you know, definitely shouldn't say worrisome as to how the crowd has necessarily reacted. They're like, oh, well, she should be doing this. When really I've been going, she's doing pretty good. I mean, you know, she got, I think, a 3rd in Las Vegas, 4th, sorry. And, you know, it's been running up near the front, and I always thought, well, you know, it'll make sense. It always, you know, if you're good on one track, you should be good on the next track. But I mean, I found that very quickly, that just because you can run good in practice doesn't mean you'll run good in the race, or just because you're bad in practice, or just because you're good at one race. It's a whole team effort, and I really think Danica's done, you know, quite well for just 2 years in there. And, you know, I look forward to, you know, hopefully being able to race with her and being able to learn, you know, alongside her. So I mean, it's, you know, everyone wants you to do, or expects more and thinks you could do better. But, you know, if you keep making that progress that she's been making every weekend, I don't think it's really that. I don't think she's really off the bar too far.
Claire?
Larry Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Travis, what's your biggest worry about the logistics of all this? And I know, you know, you come across as like an easygoing, laid-back, fun guy, but you're a perfectionist. You wouldn't be where you're at if you weren't. How involved in the logistics of next weekend are you? What's your biggest worry about it all?
That's a really good question. Honestly, the biggest worry is just just being really worn out from all the testing. We finally got my trick that I was trying for X Games, where the first one out of 5 years of trying it really started working 3 days ago. Until that point, I was just 24/7 engulfed in the motorcycle stuff, when really I need to be thinking a lot more about the rally cars. We haven't done a test since last year, so I'll have one day in that car, which I feel very confident in that car. We've had really good success in that car, but still would like to have had more time in that. Would like to have had more time in the Nationwide. Would like to have gotten here and not been as tired as I am at the moment from being in the pit. But that's all kind of puts the stress aside, because there's not a lot I'm not sitting around a hotel thinking. If I'm in a plane, I'm sleeping or watching video, of the NASCAR races. I'm not worried about what other people think. I'm not concerned about anything else. I don't have time to go on the internet. All I'm doing is doing my job, and that's, I think, in a way, very beneficial for all the press and media that's going to be at this, just mostly from the X Games and following me to Indianapolis.
And we'll just finish
So
up
when
with
you when you get the trick nailed, then it's done. You've got it. Bam! It's clicked in. Or can you get diverted from it doing other things like the Nationwide?
Unfortunately, I have had that trick. I got it for one day about 2 years ago, and I've lost it ever since. So I'm really hoping when I go back to Maryland tomorrow that it comes back. I really think we have a pretty good understanding of how it works. It's a 220-pound motorcycle doing something that is a snowboard trick. So it's not it's not the easiest thing in the world, and definitely haven't had a lot of time on the motorcycle, as of until this last month to really be on top of the game and do something that no one else has ever done. So it's been a tough go. Everything's been a tough go, but I think, like I said, that's it's a little underprepared on everything, but it kind of takes my mind to exactly where it needs to be. I'm in the moment of every second, and that's I'm hoping that's going to pay off.
All right, we'll finish up with Dustin.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. I have a couple questions for you. First, Travis, I know you talked about how everybody's been good, worked with you, and helped you. But when you get on the track, how have you seen, I don't know if cutthroat is the right word, but that type of competition, that type of mentality, is that anything, can you compare it to anything else that you've seen in that type of competition where you're racing against somebody in particular?
Motocross. NASCAR and motocross are so similar. Rally was unique. Rally was cool. It was you versus the elements. Motocross is you versus the other riders. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be the best on that day, and that doesn't necessarily mean the quickest around the track. Same with NASCAR. You have to be able to put in a pretty good qualifying run. You have to be able to work with the other guys, and it's been awesome just sitting down and really watching a lot of the races and getting to hear in-car. Carl Edwards has been amazing. Like, even when he doesn't have necessarily the best car, those first couple laps when all the chaos is going, just watching how the guy moves through the field in the Nationwide series and just getting up there is really been kind of inspirational. And you watch the guys in motocross, like Jeremy McGrath wasn't necessarily the best starter. He'd come around the first turn in 15th, and he'd come around the second corner in second. And you can't really do that in NASCAR, but you can. It's a similar thing. You just have to know where everyone's going to go before they go there, and that's it's something that I think comes with experience and comes with time, and also comes with just will and getting yourself there. So I'm hoping that that same philosophy kind of pans as it did in motocross.
And for as much as you plan out with all your different things that you do, I saw the video a while back about the proposal. So how much did you plan on? Because I thought I heard or read somewhere where you actually kind of did that beforehand, or you couldn't wait, got tired of waiting and kind of went ahead and did it, and just what were the other things that you were thinking about doing that you didn't do as opposed to what you did in Vegas?
No, it was awesome. Actually, my fiance is sitting right back there, Lindsay Adams Hawkins. She was X Games gold medalist in skateboard, and she goes on the live tours with us, and it's awesome because there's very few girls that understand the schedules and understand the stresses, and I've been very very tired and ornery, and she's been awesome the last month, just really understanding what it takes to get to the top of the sports that we've been to the top of. And I figure if everyone said, were you nervous? Well, didn't want to postpone it to where I was flipping with two of my friends on the front of the motorcycle, where if I messed up, that would hurt them, and then I had a double backflip later that day, which is always a scary trick. So I was like, let's just get this this out of the way first. Not out of the way, sorry. Lovely. But she, sorry. It was good because she's someone that helps what I'm doing, and someone that is kind of there for me on everything, and that's someone that I want around with me for the rest of my life, obviously. So I think that'll work. Yeah, well, I actually thought she was going to say no because here I am. She's in her skate gear. I'm in my moto gear. We're in Las Vegas. I'm like, this is the least romantic thing I could possibly do. But we had all our family and friends there, and I just, it just seemed like we were both ready. So.
On that note, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.